We're finally at the final episode of my top 50 Danganronpa characters. In this video, not only am I going to be talking about my top 3 favourite characters in the series as a whole, but also since all 3 of these characters are from different games, they are also my favourite characters from said games. So I'm also going to be discussing why they are my favourite character from Danganronpa 1, Danganronpa 2, and Danganronpa V3 respectively. This video might be a bit long considering I'm only talking about 3 characters, but that's because I'm going to go super in depth about them. At least, hopefully I will. So without further ado, let's get right into it with number 3. My favourite character from Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. I've said before that there are several characters in this series who should not be judged based on their appearances. But for this character at the number 3 spot, I mean that very literally. Okay, let's see now. A great past? Check. Great characterization? Check. Okay, what is this guy lacking in? Chihiro Fujisaki became my favourite character from Danganronpa 1 almost immediately. I found him very cute and I fell for his pacifistic nature, and I was heartbroken to death when his body was found in case 2 of the first game. But the trial that followed was one of the greatest in the series. I still loved him even after case 2 when he was dead, and one big twist in case 2 really changed everything, or at least it should have. Don't let your opinions fool you or appearances at that. Chihiro Fujisaki is a guy. Even after he was revealed to be a guy though, I was surprised to realise that my opinion of him really didn't change. I also think several characters in the series should follow his example. Chihiro was given a motive at the beginning of chapter 2 to try and kill someone, but instead of having to hurt someone, he finds another way around it by asking Mondo for help solving the problem. This of course gets him killed, but still, the idea is there. Chihiro is one of the only characters in Danganronpa who also plays a significant role even after his death, the other maybe being Miyu, through resurrecting himself with alter ego. His desire to change from his feminine facade is also incredibly admirable. Best not girl hands down, and also best character from the first game. Although, the next character gets the number 2 spot for a much different reason. Who is that, you may ask? Well, let's get right into it. I think that this is the only character who's in my top 3 that many people are going to be really controversial about. But he is genuinely my favourite character from the second game, and if you've already caught up with the process of elimination, then you already know who it is. But if you don't, then allow me to introduce you to the Supreme Overlord of Ice himself! As far as first impressions for a character in this series goes, Gundam Tanaka tops them all. Gundam, like I said, is here for a bit of a different reason than Chihiro is, and that is that he is goddamn hilarious. He even tops Miyu and Ibuki in my opinion in terms of how funny he is. And yeah, well, that's basically it. Okay, maybe not. There are other things I can say about him, but as I already said, this one's going to be a bit controversial because while Gundam has a very big fan base, not many people would put him this high on a list of their favourite characters. But I do. An interesting fact that you should know is that Gundam's death and execution is the only death and execution in all of Danganronpa that has actually made me shed tears. He is too awesome. He expels personality and character from every part of his body, and his over-eccentric attitude coupled with his villain persona makes me love this guy. He also has one of the best motives for murder in the series. He and Nekomaru in his robotic form agreed to fight to the death, and Gundam won. He committed an evil deed to end his own life so that the remaining survivors wouldn't give up on theirs. I love Gundam and I'm so glad he's alive. Well, that's it for Gundam. But I think for now, before we actually get into the number 1 spot, let's do one final recap across the whole series so far, from number 50 to number 2. Well, there you have it. That was my top 50 Danganronpa characters from number 50 to number 2. And now, it's finally time for number 1. My absolute favourite Danganronpa character ever, and the one that has impacted me more than any other in the series. This character is... like I even have to say his name. By process of elimination, you saw this one coming. It's up to debate whether Kokichi is the best character in the series or the worst character in the series. Obviously I find him the best, but I'm up for debate on that. But he is, without a doubt, Danganronpa's greatest antagonistic character above that of Junko and Nagito. Would you expect any less from the ultimate supreme leader? He throughout all of Danganronpa V3 is an enigma. He claims to be the leader of a secret evil organization that does petty crimes, and due to his personality, it's hard to distinguish when he's lying to when he's telling the truth. As weird as it sounds, his personality is so bad that I can't bring myself to hate him. Aside from his constant badgering and confusing others with his lies, Kokichi secretly cares for the others. He comforts Himiko after Kyo's death and even teams up with Kaito to hatch a plan to end the killing game, which involves himself getting killed. Sure, this plan fails, but it doesn't change the fact that Kokichi meant to end the killing game and the mastermind to save all the other participants, which makes his motives as a character unclear. And just in his interactions and some of his voice lines, you can already tell that he's just goddamn hilarious. He loves to roast characters and... where do I keep going with this? He's just so good. Kokichi lives his life as an enigma and dies an enigma. And these are the reasons why I think Kokichi Oma is the best Danganronpa character. But that might not be the same for other people. So I ask you in the comments to like and subscribe to my channel and share your opinions on this video. Did you agree with me, or do you have another favourite Danganronpa character who you think deserves more time in the spotlight? Let me know in the comments section, and I will see you in the next series.